Moving away from the if examples of control flow, we move on to switch examples. Here we have pulling in some value from the command line. We're going to put it into an integer a. Then we're going to run switch on that, and if it's 0, return 1. If it's 1, return 2. And if it's anything else, return 3. So of course, we can't actually get to this return of field fed. Compile that as optimization level 0, and we come up with this. Two new assembly instructions, BEQZ and BEQ. Let's go see what those are. Starting with BEQ, this is the branch if equal. And so it's very simple. It's just is RS1 equal to RS2? If so, branch. As always, the offset is not going to be given as a relative displacement. You're going to see an absolute address that the disassembler shows you. So it behaves like all the other branches, and the only thing you need to know is how to translate the mnemonic branch if equal. Then we have branch if equal to 0. And so same idea, but just specifically checking if it's 0. Consequently, there's only one operand passed here, rs, your source. And if that source is equal to 0, then do the branch. But as you might have guessed already, only one operand, branch if equal to 0 is a bad reptile. This is a pseudo instruction, and it is just a branch if equal with the register source 2 set to 0, hard-coded to 0. And so let's go back to our branch if equal. So you just say your source 1, hard-code in a 0 here. If your source equal to 0, well, that's a branch if equal to 0. So it turns out that that makes stack cookies unlocked. That bad reptile right there, branch if equal to 0, that turns out to be the last assembly instruction we need in order to be able to see stack cookies in the future. We're not going to see stack cookies now, but in the past in this class, I would compile with explicitly turning off stack cookies because I said you didn't have the knowledge of the necessary assembly instructions in order to understand the code. So we've got everything we need now. We will come back to those stack cookies later. So therefore, you should go and step through this code now. Make sure you understand what's going on with the branch if equal to 0, because you'll definitely need that later on to understand stack cookies.